Hey everybody, it's Taylor with Boydston Grove, and today I'm going to show you how to make some patriotic projects for this upcoming 4th of July. America. Let's get into it. This video is sponsored by WeCreat. Project number 1 is going to be a simple piece of tabletop decor. I started with a couple scrap pieces of 2x4 and ran them over the table saw to remove the rounded corners. Then I cut them to 12 inches long and glued them together. Once the glue was dry, I sanded them down, puttied all the holes, and then sanded them again. I applied some black spray paint to one side and all the edges, then I sprayed the second side with a combination of red, white, and blue. While that was drying, I put a piece of 1/4 inch plywood that I had cut to the same size as the 2x4s into my WeCreat Vision Pro and cut out some lettering. Once it was done cutting, I sprayed it black and used CA glue and pin nails to attach it to the multicolored side of the 2x4s. I know, technically this isn't a 4th of July decoration, but to me the 4th of July is not just a celebration of our initial independence, but a time to honor those who are still serving to hold the front for our country. Now you could easily change the phrase to Happy 4th of July or Let Freedom Reign or whatever to make it more of a 4th of July decoration. If I were to remake this, I'd probably make the end over here much longer, that way it can actually hold a photograph also. Let's move to the next project. Project number 2 is a door hanger. For this project, I cut 3 13-inch long pieces off of a cedar fence picket. Then I ripped them down to 2.5-inch strips and ripped one of those strips in half. I cut some small 1/4 inch pieces to use as spacers and then used the split board to attach it all together with glue and small finish screws. I used one of my wife's old door hangers as a template and then I cut it out with the jigsaw. I lightly sanded it just enough to get rid of any splinters and then painted it white. Once it was dry, I sprayed every other slat with some red. Then I lightly sanded the whole thing to give it a rustic, worn look. With the hanger itself done, I used the WeCreat software to create some lettering and decorations and cut them out of some 1/8 inch thick basswood. Once everything was cut out, I sprayed all the pieces with some blue spray paint. I attached them to the hanger using glue and pin nails, added some hardware to the back, and project number 2 is in the bag. Or on the door, I guess. Now, out of all the projects, this is probably the quickest to make, and like the first project, you can change the phrase to whatever you want. Let me take just a minute to tell you about today's sponsor, WeCreat, and their Vision Pro 45-watt laser engraver. Now, in the comments of last week's video, someone asked a whole bunch of questions about laser engravers like, is the price worth it? Will it eventually pay itself off, etc. So I decided instead of giving you a sales pitch on the Vision Pro, I'll answer these questions. I've said it before and I'll say it again. With laser engravers, you get what you pay for. So the more you spend on your laser engraver, the more features you get, which in turn means the more capabilities it gives you to add things to your projects. For me personally, I would much rather spend my concentration on the making and woodworking side of the projects rather than trying to figure out some complicated software or the level of the laser or the height of the laser and all that stuff. That's what makes the Vision Pro so great, is all of this stuff is already done for you. WeCreat has their own software that is specifically for their machines, and this Vision Pro is so automated that it does all these things for you so you don't have to worry about it. As far as the money-making aspect, I heard someone say once that if you have a nice laser engraver and you're not making money, it's because you don't want to.
So true, so wise.
I have found this to be completely true, because as soon as people started finding out that we have a nice laser engraver, we were doing all kinds of custom orders. Everything from custom Christmas ornaments to customizing notebooks for gifts, and even this past week, we customized a serving tray for someone. The possibilities are completely endless, and the opportunities are out there, you just have to go get them. Bottom line, do I think a laser engraver is worth it? Totally worth it, especially if you're using your making or woodworking as a source of income. If you would like more details on the WeCreat Vision Pro that we're using here, or any of the other products that WeCreat has to offer, just hit the link in the description below. And make sure that you use the coupon code BoydstonGrove at checkout to get an extra $100 off your purchase. That's BoydstonGrove to get an extra $100 off your purchase. Now, back to our projects. Project number 3 is another piece of tabletop decor, but we're gonna step it up a bit.
Oh, it is on!
I started by taking a 10x14 piece of 3/4 inch thick pine and throwing it into the Vision Pro. I grabbed a picture of an American flag from online and made a nice deep burn of it on the wood. Once it was finished, I used my jigsaw to trim the sides and top following the edge of the flag. Then I cut a 1x4 piece of wood to 15 inches long to use as the base, and I put a chamfer along one edge. After applying some dark stain to the base, I attached the flag with some glue and screws. Then I applied a few coats of spray-on lacquer. With that part done, I grabbed a picture of the silhouette of the soldiers lifting the flag and cut 2 of them out of some 1/8 inch basswood and added a phrase to one of the cutouts. The cutout with the phrase got a coat of black spray paint, while the other one got red, white, and blue where the phrase will be. See where I'm going with this?
I see what you're doing here.
Once they were dry, I glued the 2 cutouts together. I glued some little blocks as spacers to the back of the cutout and then attached it to the flag, and voila! Project number 3 is complete. Now this is by far my favorite project. I love the layered look. It'll probably end up in my office at work, and it's something that I can keep up year round. Again, not 100% 4th of July themed, but I think it still counts. Alright, there's all our 4th of July / patriotic projects all finished, and I gotta say they all came out nice, but I really still like this third one. A big shout out to WeCreat for sponsoring this video. If you want more details on the Vision Pro we're using here, or any of their other products, just hit the link below. A special thank you to all our Grove members who faithfully support our channel so we can continue to make videos like this and projects like this. If you want even more ideas for 4th of July projects, just watch this video over here. Thank you very much for watching, be safe, and have a great day.